Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to this week's Elliott Wave Forex and Cryptocurrencies Analysis webinar. Hope you all had a wonderful week. Excited today. As always, I've got an interesting analysis and I'm always excited every week when we get this webinar started. So it's going to be very interesting. Stay glued to your chairs. But before we get started, let's get some formalities out of the way. If you look at these timestamps, they have been working amazingly well, and all you have to do is to go into the description of the video and click show more so that you can see the links to each and every pair. So you click on each and every pair, it will take you straight where the analysis starts. So I've been using this to also refer to my previous analysis, and if you see the video that I've got on here, I'm going to refer to it just now when we start the video. This was the video that was done on the 12th to the 16th of March. You will see how amazing this is. It's easy to track back, and if you wanted to track back, one of the pairs that have been doing very well, and we've been spot on almost 100% with the analysis since the beginning of this year, is CAD and EURCAD. If you just go to all the videos from January up until now, and you click on US dollar CAD, pound, not US dollar CAD, okay, US dollar CAD has been accurate as well, but pound CAD, EUROCAD, we're talking about 4,000 pips that we looked at, more than 4,000 pips that we looked at during these webinars. So do yourself a favor and go through this and just compare with your analysis. All right, so that's the timestamps. So if anybody is interested in the course, we've just concluded our course for May. The next one is going to be in July. If you're interested in the course, send me an email. My email address will be on the description of the video. That's where you can find all the information regarding the course. So even if you do not want to join the course now, whether it's in June or later, if you just want to get information, you can just send me an email and I'll send you the details, including the content of what is covered on the course. Right. Okay, so let's get started with the business of the day. As always, we're going to start with the correlation between Euro US dollar and the dollar index. Okay, so I've got the daily chart there, and this is purely to show you the higher degree and what we're looking at and what we looked at previously. Okay, so it's easy to see that there's a direct correlation, inverse correlation between Euro US dollar. Top chart is the Euro US dollar, bottom chart is the dollar index. Okay, so if you see here, it's clear. We've got 1, 2, higher degree. Internally, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which build up a wave 3 in the higher degree, okay? And then a wave 4 here, and then our wave 5 like that, which has completed. So initially we were thinking that this wave 5 is still gonna go up higher, but I'm gonna show when we look at the Euro US dollar chart alone, what we were looking at. Okay, so actually, if we look at this here, the degree is wrong, should be yellow degree, because this is a higher degree. We're looking at the 4. Okay, so here you've got 1, 2. And I'm looking at the internal as well. This is the dollar index, 1, 2. And internally, similarly, with the Euro US dollar, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, completing this higher degree wave 3. And we've been tracking this since the beginning of the year. So this 3 completes. Wave 4, not in that color, we need to get a yellow there. Wave 4, like that, and then we get this wave 5 completing as well. Okay, so when I go to the Euro US dollar chart, I'm going to show you the previous buyers and what they and the new count as we've shown last week. Okay, so let's go into the Euro US dollar chart. So here you can see that the higher degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm counting it as complete. I'm counting it as complete both for Euro US dollar and the dollar index, obviously. Okay, so look, let's go to the Euro US dollar chart. Let's get one chart and get the dollar index. You know that Euro US dollar, everything that's happening on the Euro US dollar is the complete inverse on the dollar index. All right. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we were looking at on this swing. Okay, so previously we were looking at this as we wanted a wave 4. We're looking at this as a wave 4 and a 5 for the move higher to complete that wave 5. If you remember, that's what we were looking at. We were looking at this structure like this: 1, 2, 3, looking at this structure like that, 1, 2, 3, and looking at this to give us this 1, and we actually sold here looking for this last move here. Okay, we got out of here because our structure was this one initially. Okay, before we could see the change. So what were we expecting here? We were expecting WXY in wave 4. Okay, that was going to complete wave 4, and from there we were going to get that last piece, wave 5 in red completing, and the wave 5 completing here. So what changed, and how did we miss that this was not gonna, this has actually completed here? Okay, so this is what happened. I showed this last week as well. So this is what happened here. So instead of this being a wave 4 here, this is what happened. You got truncation here. You got truncation, and if you got truncation there, it means that your wave 5 was complete. And if your wave 5 in red was complete, it meant that your wave 5 was completed there. That's what we miss. And that's the thing about truncation, it does not give you a warning. You won't see it beforehand. So what are we looking at now with this structure? So the structure that we're looking at now is, if I just put on the labeling here, so you see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 completing wave 5. What is the natural thing to expect? You expect an ABC move, right? ABC move. But you need to look at the whole count from here, because this just, you cannot miss the swings, you cannot miss the you cannot miss the peaks and the troughs here. You need to consider everything that is in here, all of this. So how am I looking at this now? I am looking at this as a 1 and this as a 2 in the red degree. Okay, I'm still on the daily chart here. So it's a 1. We're starting, the swing ended here, so we're starting a wave 1 here. This 2 is a zigzag like that. Okay, so you can see here in the lower degree, we're starting this move here, lower degree. So this is the green. So if that is the green, that means that is our 1, that is our 2, that is our 3. Are we building a wave 4 in the lower degree 3 here? That's probably what we're building up here. Probably something like this. So we need to wait for this structure to complete to give us a wave 4, wave 5. But this wave 5 will not have completed this down move because this is only the green degree. The red degree still need to give us a wave 4. Something similar to this in size. And then this structure to the downside we would have completed and we would get a wave 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 3 here, 4, 5. Only then this would have completed. So what is this 5 completing? This 5 would be completing this blue wave, A. See, so this is why I'm calling this an A. It's an impulsive move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got a lower degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Makes sense. Okay. All right. So if you do not have audio, I see others have got audio. So if you do not have audio, it means it is on your side. Please try and look there. All right. So we've got that A. Let me move that out so we can see what we're looking at from there now. So this is what we'll be looking at. We'll be looking for this to make an A. How far will this B go? That is what you will not know beforehand. Is it going to make a zigzag? But that B can only go up to the 61% of this swing. Why? Because this is an impulsive move, and if it is an impulsive move, then you are going to expect a zigzag. Okay, so this is where we are today. This is where we are today. Okay. All right, so let's look at what we looked at previously in terms of fractals when this move was playing out for a down. Okay, so I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart. Let's look at the 4-hour chart and see something very interesting here. With this pair, it always does the same thing. So let's look at this current one. If you look at this here, we had this move doing this 1, 2, and then this pullback 1, 2, 3. From there, we get this move to the downside, right? And I'm expecting this move here. I'll tell you why I'm expecting this move. So look what happened here previously. This is the current. So previously in October last year, when this was correcting for a wave 4, look what happened. Twice it gave the same structure. Let me switch off the labeling here. Look at this one here. Let's do this one here. Look what happened. We got a 1, we got a 2, we got a 3. Pullback, 1, 2, 3. What happened afterwards? Afterwards, we got a drop After you get a drop, you get a V pattern at the end, and then the direction changes. Same thing happened here again. Right here, see it's a different structure. You get 1, 2, 3. You get a pullback in this case. You only get one pullback. Okay, what happens after that? You get a move to the downside. But you get there, you get a V pattern. Okay, that's another one. So now, the interesting thing about this, if you look on the weekly chart on Euro US dollar, let's look at the weekly chart. Okay, it's looking at the weekly chart now. And this is the weekly chart here. Look at it at the bottom. Way back in 2008 up until now, look at this structure here and see if there is no similarity between these structures. 1, 2, 3. Do you not get the 1, 2, 3 pullback? 1, 2, 3 pullback. Okay, let's just show the pullbacks there. Mark the pullbacks. Mark the pullbacks. Okay, and then what happens after that? Move down. What happens towards the end? V pattern. What happens every time after the V pattern, the direction changes? This is exactly what happened here. Now, if I remove the chart, I take off the chart, and you look at these patterns, you see it is exactly the same. You see it is exactly the same. Exactly the same. It's patterns that have repeated themselves. So we expected this last move here, 4 hours, let's go back 4 hours, the current one that was happening. Is this that we changed the count along the way as the structure was building. So when this was building up here, we could see the exact similarities here. When this was building this one, we were already seeing all these patterns that have happened previously. And if you look on the video that we did on the Sunday, the 11th of March, it's exactly these patterns that we looked at. Okay, so what do you expect here? This is the last one that we looked at now. What do we expect here? We expect that we're gonna get some kind of a reversal there because of the pattern. Okay, not the rise. This V pattern can just give us a pullback similar to what you got. Okay, let me show you again here. Let me clear here. Look at this V pattern. Look at what this V pattern did here. The V pattern does not mean reversal. It means you're gonna get a reaction, but the length of the reaction or the size of the reaction depends on the structure. Here you got a V pattern, which was just giving you this pullback. Same structure that we were looking at, pullback. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then the move, and then the V pattern. It just gave you a pullback, okay? Similarly here, you get another V pattern towards the end, but this one, because of the structure that we were looking at here was already a WXY here. So this is why we knew that this was going to reverse with this V pattern. That's the difference. So a V pattern is not necessarily a reversal pattern. It's just part of the structure, okay? So if we look at this video, I'm gonna pull up one of the videos that I did on the 12th, and you'll see all these structures. All these structures. This is what we looked at last time. This is the one that we expected that it was going to move down with this pattern. Okay, this was on the 12th of March. Go and watch that video. You'll see that we forecasted this way before that move actually happened. It's just that we had an alternative count and we were strongly biased to it. Okay, so that's how amazing patterns are. And a pattern means repeat. Okay, so we'll be looking for some kind of a reversal here, or even a V pattern, possibly. It's possible. And this V pattern could just be giving us that A that we're looking for, A, B, and then we get that C. So that V pattern can just give us the reaction there. Okay. Right. Great. Interesting. So that's what you're going to be looking for. There's no new trade here. No new trade. You need to wait for this structure to build here. And I believe the structure that's going to build up here is a correction. It's not the reversal. All right, let's carry on with the rest. US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD, put up the labelings there. So last week, USDCAD, there was this move that we were looking for. On the break of this, only moved about 80 pips before it reversed. So what are we looking at? So this is what we had, and this is how you adjust your count every single time when it plays out. So this is what we had. We were looking for this to give us a Y here, to come and break here. It only went halfway. Okay, but what has changed? So you need to understand when structure changes and your analysis changes, what is it changing to? It's not necessarily changing. The structure is just playing out. It's just some things that you cannot see beforehand. So this is possibly what is happening here. This X could even be something like this. So here you could get a reaction here, something like this, something like that, and that will still be a WXY even if you get a flat correction here in the middle. So it doesn't change anything. Okay, got 80 pips here, obviously taken out for break even because you were waiting to target this. It did not get to the target. Easy as that. So what are we waiting for now? Wait for a reaction here. We've got an impulse here already. Look for a entry in the lower degree. That is a flag. So let's go 1 hour. I think you've got a nice impulse there that you can enter after the flag. Okay, here's a flag. If you get this flag, you can enter, but you need to target first of all. You need to move your stop to break even when you get a similar length as this one, because this could do this one here and give you one more down before it goes up. Okay, so when it gets to that length, you take it to break even. Well done, Tapiwa. Well done. That's what you get for being in the premium group. All right, that is USDCAD, USDCHF. Okay, let's do USDCHF. So USDCHF, last week we said there's a strong impulsive move to the upside, and that is coming from this structure. Just to remind you what we're looking at. This is what we said last week. We've got a pulsing move. A pulsing move does not just go straight. At some point, you're going to need to get a correction. We already started the correction here in the lower degree. Okay. This is the diagonal that we looked at. This diagonal we looked at since last year already, sometime in September. Okay, because this, you can see that this started in 2012. So last year, September, it was quite clear. So we've been trading this diagonal like that, and it ticks all the boxes, even with these spikes, because these spikes are part of price maker data, so you don't ignore them. So what are we looking for here? We're looking for a correction, something similar to this. Okay, so let's go to the lower degree. You'll see that it is starting to correct. Okay, let's look. This is the 4 hour now. We already started the correction. So this correction, we have to wait for it to build up. We have to wait for this correction to build up. Right now, it's only a simple 1, 2, 3. Could do another 1, 2, 3, another one. And because we want it to be big, can do another one here, giving us this as a WXY. 3 waves, because remember, we want it to be a little bit deep. The impulse is very strong, so we want it a bit deeper than that. Okay, so we just need to keep an eye on this one. All right, no new trade that I'll be taking here. All right, pound US dollar. Okay, so pound US dollar. So the structure, higher degree, daily. If you do not understand the structure in the higher degree, it's very difficult to forecast and trade, right? Okay, so what are we looking at here? We're looking at this one. Let's get the arrows here straight. We're looking at this as a 1. That is your purple degree. Looking at this as a 2, and then looking at that as a 3 wave move. And that 3 wave move looks to have completed there, and we're starting a down one, a down move. Okay, so if this is WXY, how do we progress to the downside? Good question. Let's just clear everything here and show you the structure. Sometimes the labelings are not so clear it's easier to explain with the structure. I think people understand more with structure than with labeling. So why is my labeling like that? Is because I'm looking at this as a structure like that in combination with this one here. And then this structure here. So you've got a zigzag in combination with another zigzag. So the first zigzag W, X, Y, because this whole thing is a correction. There's no pulsing move there, okay? But it's still a correction. And now this has ended there. If this has ended there and we're starting a move here, the three-wave move could be a start of a W. If we're gonna get progression to the downside, what needs to happen is this. This one needs to happen. We're gonna need to have correction, give you something like that, and you need this is 1, 2, 3 XY. Okay, actually the degree is wrong there because this should actually be yellow. This is how you will get progression to the downside. What we have now is this one here. We've started the move down. You can see that this is going down correctively as well. And if this is the move to the downside, the target overall is going to be this one. But as you can see that that is a corrective move to the downside, this move can take forever to get to this level. Because what it could simply be doing is this. See, we've got a WXY here, WXY. It could be giving us another WXY like that, up to this level, WXY, to this level. That's why we take it to that level. So if it does that, possibly comes and give us this whole thing as a flat. So if it comes to this level, then the impulsive move from here, the move from here may be very impulsive. So you need to see if this comes down correctively, and I'm expecting it to go correctively, because this is a three-wave move, we'll expect another three-wave move in a similar size. Okay, so that's what you're going to be looking for. Okay, how does it look now? Immediate term. Let's get that labeling up. We've got that here. So we need to see here if we're going to get a reaction to the upside because of this V pattern, but this will only be a three-wave. This can only be a three-wave pullback if we are expecting progression to the downside. Okay, so that will do something like that, give us a, okay, let me give myself space here. Show what we're looking at. So if this V pattern gives us a pullback to the upside like that, 1, 2, 3, 1, it will just be a correction for further downside. So, but you do not miss the upside here. Okay. Only change here will be if you still have one more down, and this is a flag here like that. Okay, but we are mostly looking for this to give us a bounce. Okay, let's see here. We already have, this has been on the upside from this point. So we're expecting a bounce here. I'm expecting a bounce, at least a reaction at that level. Okay. So if you get a break out of this, you take this trade. Okay. And you can see that I'm not showing reversal like that. I'm just showing that you're gonna get a bounce, which is a three-wave pullback. Okay. Does not mean reversal. Could come back here to this, to that for downside. Okay, that's pound US dollar. Okay, Audi US dollar. Audi US dollar daily. Also, we've got a reaction there. We looked at this structure as a diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if this is the 4, then we'll be looking for this to give us a 5 there. Okay, we'll be looking for a 5 there. Okay, let's look in the lower degree. This is the daily. Let's go 4 hour. Okay, on the 4 hour, we've got some kind of an impulse there. It's a convincing impulse. It needs to have a clear lower degree correction there for a move up. So if you get a lower degree correction, you take it up. Okay. All right. So that's Audi US dollar. Okay, so remember Audi, New Zealand, and gold move together. Okay, so we're gonna look at what those give us as well. So let's look at New Zealand before we look at silver and gold. All right, so New Zealand also, we've got a reaction here. Okay, we take it up to that level first before we see what the reaction or the overall reaction is. So that is, I see that's a good question from Tux. How can pound US dollar only bounce and Audi US dollar give a complete reversal? So with correlation, you need to understand that correlation does not mean that the pairs are going to move together every time, all the time. You find leading and lagging. So what we do with correlation is, you see, I'm analyzing the US dollar pairs now. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing different structures from pairs that are correlated. So what we do is we take the one with the clearest structure and we follow it. And that becomes our bias. But both of them are on to the upside. So if you're going to take both, or both are showing you upside for now, but the one is only showing a bounce, the other one is showing a complete reversal. So if you're taking the one that is only showing you a bounce, you're going to move your stop to break even. For example, the one that's showing you only a bounce, when it gets to the bounce here, you're going to move your stop to break even if you don't want to take the profits there. And see if the other pair, which you're analyzing a complete reversal, will give you the overall move to the upside. Okay, so you do two things here, either break even or you take half the profits and let the rest run if it's going to run. That is correlation. So if I get time, I'm going to show you when we do the yen pairs, how the pairs actually wait for each other sometimes. Okay, so this is New Zealand. Maybe when I'm done with, I think I'm done with the US dollar pairs, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So sometimes correlated pairs actually wait for each other. I think this one pair that is pound and that is US dollar JPY and gold correlation that I posted a couple of days back. Yes. Okay. So you will see here, this is gold and US dollar. Look what is happening here. Gold is going sideways. What was happening to US dollar JPY? These pairs are directly correlated. You can see from the beginning here, the count is exactly the same. Everything is the same. Peak for peak indirect correlation. But what happens here? This one makes a move down, a strong move to the downside. But these pairs are supposed to be correlated. Why was this one not going up with a strong move like this one? Okay, so they can wait for each other with corrections or whichever method they use. So this is why I said here, after this move, I'm going to expect a move on gold to the downside, because to the upside, because it was missing this down move on US dollar JPY. Okay, so if I just play this, I know this is an old chart that was posted in November 23 last year. You'll see that this actually plays out exactly like that. Okay, you get the move down and then the move up. You get a move down and then the move up. Or is this one? The bottom one has cut it out. I don't know if that is a real gap or if it's just my chart there. Let's play that. So correlation is a whole subject on itself. Okay, it's not a blanket approach that the pairs are going to move together. So because if, like for example, now as I was showing you here, strong move to the downside, only a correction for down here. Here it was a strong move and then it corrected and then we got that move. Okay. All right. And that is New Zealand. And we are getting a V pattern here on the New Zealand. So we'll be looking for some kind of a bounce soon. Okay. All right, good. That is New Zealand US dollar. Let's go US dollar ZAR. Okay, US dollar ZAR. So US dollar ZAR, we took it from this bottom here and we were looking at this as a 1, 2. Could this be a 4 that we're building here? Could we get another one here like that? We need to see the reaction if we get an impulse here. Okay, we need to get an impulsive move. So I'm looking at this. If you look at the sizes, and we had to get if we had to get a 4, it will have to look something like this. Okay, going with a theme of strong dollar still. This is how the structure could develop on euro, on US dollar ZAR. Okay, on the 1 hour, looks like we've got a convincing impulse. Not very convincing actually. Not very convincing, but let's see how this one plays out. We could get a very nice entry point here for a move back up. Let's US dollar ZAR. All right, let's go to the yen pair. All right, so US dollar JPY, I do this every webinar, just so you can see where we come from. I'm gonna switch off here. This is where we come from with US dollar JPY. We are still looking for this as an impulse. And from there, we had this move here, correction, and we got this move. So WXY there, we forecasted this from way back, and now it is playing out. Now we've got a nice impulsive move here, and this point here looks like we're getting a very nice correction. For those that missed the entry right at the bottom with a V pattern there, this could be a very nice entry point on US dollar JPY now. Okay, I'm gonna go into that. Okay, let's clear that and go into this here. Let me see if you can see my, right, you can. Let's go then 4 hour. So 4 hour looks very interesting on US dollar JPY, because what you have here right at the top, you've got this one, and this one is coming down slowly. And if it keeps coming down slowly like this, it will be a very nice place to enter on the breakout of this. Okay, so keep an eye on this one as it comes right to the bottom. I'm not expecting reversal here. I'm expecting that when it takes this level here, we're gonna get a move to the upside. Okay, so that short bounce on is it Audi US dollar could be this short move to the downside on US dollar. Okay. Okay. EURJPY. Somebody please remind me so that when I'm done with the yen pairs, I do gold. Okay, I need to do gold. I missed gold after the US dollar pairs. All right, so let's look at EURJPY daily. Okay, so EURJPY, you're looking at this. See the structure here? We've got this one here, and we're looking for a similar structure here. So here I see we've got a correction here. And if we get a correction here, that means that we are getting that structure to complete there like that. Okay, so we need to watch currently what is happening at this level. If we're getting a correction, we're going to get a move to the downside that will complete the structure for this move to the upside. Okay, so let's go into that 4 hour on that structure. Okay, all right, so we've got this one here at this level, critical level. We had this one that we wanted to take here, and it made the diagonal here, V pattern, came down here. So if this bounce here makes a correction like this, then it is continuation to build that structure, this structure that we are looking for before we get a move to the upside. So here we need to wait for this structure to build. Okay, if I go to the 1 hour, let's see if there's anything for short-term traders here. Not clear, not very clear. Okay, not very clear for short-term traders. You've got this flag here, you've got this flag here. Okay, you may get a move that size. but it's not a very clear one, not a very nice one to take at this stage. Rather wait for a setup for a move to the downside. Okay. So if I just show you on the 4-hour, if anybody is interested in the count, the labeling on this pair, it's a very clear count. Let's go daily. Okay, so if we're looking on the daily, and this is my count over there, most probably very different to what most of you have. I'm looking at a WXYZ. I'm looking at a WXYZ. That is my structure. 1, 2, there, 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 and then I've got 3 waves in between here on the Y, which is what we expect. I've got 3 waves here on the W. I've got 3 waves on the X. I've got 3 waves here on the X. I'm expecting 3 waves move to the upside when this completes. That's my count. Okay. Right. That's why how we're looking at that one. Chief JPY. So Chief JPY, if you look at the structure here, let's go for hour. For hour on Chief. So this structure here that is happening on Chief JPY, or that has already happened rather, this structure is what we looked at, is that correction that we looked at on EURJPY. Okay, we focused on this a couple of weeks back that we wanted this to tag and reverse. So it tagged and gave us this structure, which is a clear zigzag here, and then we reversed. So if we looked on EURJPY, we are here. Okay, EURJPY, we are at this point. We are on this point. So you could find that this bounces back up before it gets a move to the downside, because this one has already broken and these are correlated. So this one is ahead in terms of the moves that have already been made. So don't be surprised if you get a bounce here on EURJPY or a corrective structure like this one before you move down, because Chief JPY has already given us that move. Okay, and currently on Chief JPY, you get this impulse and a correction. You may get this bounce here, and that bounce you're getting here will be the same bounce that you get on EURJPY at the critical level that it is at. So you find that even if they are correlated directly, the move up here is not necessarily the same move on the structure in another pair. I hope that makes sense. We're getting a bounce here, but we're getting a bounce on EURJPY, but it is not forming the same structure. Okay. Yes, Taxman. So you need to master these corrections if you want to master this strategy. Okay. And that is what I've always done as well. I know in my experience, whenever it got complicated, I would quit and go for something else that was easier to understand. But when I decided that I wanted to understand the difficult stuff, that's when it started making sense. Put in the time to understand the difficult stuff. Okay, so that is Swiss JPY. Okay, I've done quite a bit of work on the yen pairs. Let's look at CADJPY. So if you look at the previous webinars, I've just been brushing them off. Last week, we had this textbook correction here that everybody should have taken if you were looking at this one here. But before that, let's look at what the labeling looks like here. We're looking at a simple ABC move here. It's a clear truncated fifth wave here. And you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 giving us an A move. And we are now looking for this to give us a C move here. So these ones are very clear. We're looking for that one here. Okay, but now this move has already left you here. If you didn't take it at the bottom, if you get a flag here, you take it similar length to this initially, up to that level. Okay, that's CADJPY. The count is clear. Okay. Looking at AUDJPY now. AUDJPY, last week we looked at this, but I would not be surprised if nobody took this one, because it actually went a bit more deeper than we anticipated. We wanted it to break out of here. We wanted it to break, but it went down. So now you've got a clear impulse after the correction. You've got a pulse, you've got a correction, and now you've got a pulse. So after the pulse comes correction. But before the pulse completes, you get lower degree correction. So you need to wait for something like this. Initial stop here, overall stop, this move, giving me that. Okay. That's Audi, New Zealand. Okay, Audi. So we've got a clear structure here as well. So I just need to fix this. I think you can all see that there's something wrong with that degree. This one should be minor. Let's fix that quickly. Minor degree. All right. So this we're expecting to come down at least this level, because we've got 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3. You've got here a correction here. It's a 1, 2, 3 as well. Okay, you've got 1, 2, 3 here. You may get a bounce first here before you get a move down. Okay, so here you cannot just sell it. You cannot just sell it like that. You need to get a clear corrective structure, something like that goes sideways. Then you can take it to complete the move to the downside. Okay, that is New Zealand. I think we're done with all the yen pairs. Okay, am I missing any yen pair? Pound JPY. Pound JPY. Right, thanks, John. I'm gonna do silver and gold now. Okay, so GJ. There's your structure. There's your labeling. Take a snapshot. Okay, so this move started here. Okay, this was the first move, second move, and that's our Y. Right, so we're looking at it like that, and then we're looking for a move to the downside. Okay, so if that is a move like that, and if you needed to label even more here, you will get WXY here, WXY here. So this is quite clear now. It's all 3 waves moves here, all 3 wave moves there, all 3 waves moves, all 3 wave moves, all 3 waves moves. 1, 2, 3. This one has been having a very challenging structure, but this is the best you can come close to the structure on this pair. All right, so this one we're looking for a correction here to come and complete this. Okay, so I'm gonna take everything off here. If you're watching on video, you can look at the structure and critique if you like, but this looks very accurate. Okay, that's what happens with structure. Sometimes before the whole overall structure, can you imagine what you would have forecasted when you were still here? It would have been very difficult to forecast all that move. I was actually thinking that at this level we are going to go down. Okay, so but this now has matured. The structure has completed. So this is what could happen here. We get to this level. If we are going to get projection to the downside, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get this one as a 3-wave move and another 3-wave move, taking us back to this level. Remember US dollar, remember pound US dollar? Okay, we're looking for the pivot to the bottom. But as I said, these moves will not necessarily be fast. They may be frustrating moves to the downside. Okay, that must be a frustrating move to the downside. Okay, so what you do is every time you get corrections, you take short-term trades to the downside, because to hold a corrective move like this is very emotionally challenging. Okay. All right, so look at that. All right, silver and gold, rather gold and silver, because I'll start with gold. Sorry guys, I need to show you what's happening on the last bit. Because what I do here, I show you what I'm expecting the immediate next move is and what I'm forecasting with the overall structure. So what we are looking at here, this looks pretty much corrective, could come back down here, tag here, come back up here. And that confirms that we may get that correction, that move to the downside, continuation move to the downside. Okay. All right, so structures like this can be very complex because this can actually do this, come back down, do that, and the correction actually becomes something like this. You see, they've already shown you two moves that are corrective, but both of them have got a very strong possibility. Okay, but both of them are corrective, so we know that it's a correction. So we just need to focus and see which one plays out for downside. They're both for downside. They're both moves for downside. So if I just repeat what I did, okay, that's impulse correction. You expect possibly take there, get a pulsive move like that, and get that one down. Alternatively, you get this one correctively, coming back to retest there before going down, come back up, getting a complex B like that. Either way, this is a three-wave move. And even the previous one that I've shown is also a three-wave move. Okay. Okay, let me show these ones on the structure. So on two structures, separate structures. Let's take this off so you can see. Second one does this. Come back, up, down. Okay, what you have, you've got something like that. See, it's all corrections. It's just the way that it may play out. It may play out differently, but we know that it is correction. Okay, so either way, we will catch that move if we are right about the analysis. Okay, so that's pound yen. So let's look at gold now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter which one I like. The one that's gonna play out, because I'm not gonna trade within the correction. I'm not gonna trade within the correction. I'm going to trade when the correction is complete. So when it is complete, I will know which one is playing out. Okay, gold, very interesting higher degree structure. Let's go daily here. Okay, so I'm looking at the daily structure and this one is very clear. Okay, so let's look at this here. We're looking at this piece now. If you want to look at the whole long-term structure on gold, look onto my channel on a gold chart of the week. I think I did that one 4 weeks ago. So you'll see the long-term view on gold as well. So if you look at that, 1, 2, we're looking for this one to give us this push up. Okay, but there's a bit of a challenge with this move because we're looking downside on all the US dollar pairs. The gold, US dollar is quite strong, but that's what the structure is telling us. So we need to see. Let's have a look at this. First of all, lower degree. I'm going to do it with a different color. Lower degree is this WXY in red. You can actually switch off here so you can see the structure. You'll see how clear the structure is here. Lower degree is a three-wave structure. Lower degree is this structure. It's missing the up move. The only way that we will not get this move, is if this one gives us a truncated, okay, this is WXY here. Higher degree is W, X, Y. If this one truncates here, then the Y is going to come here and we're going to get a move to the downside. And remember, what we're trying to complete is this structure. We want this to take this top here so that we can get this. This is actually a AB for the sake of those who don't really understand the difference between ABC and WXY, I'm just going to say this is an ABC structure. We've got a bigger degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that ends here, from the swing high to the swing low here. So we're looking at this A, this whole as a B, this whole structure is a B here. So we want at some point here, which we are forecasting, this to move to the downside. This to give us this move back here to the low. Okay, but before we do that, the market does not move in a straight line. Let's clean this up a bit. The market does not move in a straight line. So I'm going to look into this structure here now, this corrective structure, and see how this is playing out. So you see the bias there is upside on this one. If you look on that chart, I'm going to show you on that analysis. I think you need to watch that. You'll see how accurate it is, how to trade WXY like a pro. Go and compare this WXY that we're trading here with that video. You will see that everything matches to the pip. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. This is a 3-wave move, W. This one is a 3-wave pullback, X. And this one is a 1, 2 expanding flat move. Okay. Most of us in the group have taken this move, but it does not look very convincing. Okay. It does not look convincing at this stage because it's looking very corrective. Okay, it's looking very corrective. So let's see here in the lower degree what is happening, because we want this move at least to the upside. But that is not the move, that is not the indication that we're getting from the rest of the pairs. Okay, so let's go into the lower degree and look at this piece here. The last move here. Some actually took it on the break of this flag here. Okay, so not a very convincing move. It went a bit, but it's now here. So if we get a corrective structure here, it's even better for upside. Okay, but this can only be making this 1, 2, 3-wave pullback. Otherwise, if it does this move, then okay, we're gonna need to see here if we get a flag here. If we get a flag, breaks to the downside, then we're gonna take that one. Okay. So if we get the flag here for upside here, we're going to take it. All right. Okay. All right. So Muzamo saying it looks like it's going for a 5th wave. I don't know if you're looking at this very low degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this one does not really qualify to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in terms of our rules. So if that is the case, you may get that, and that is why you will get the correction. But let's wait for it to play out. Let's see what it gives us. We're on the 4-hour chart here. Let's go 1 hour. On the 1 hour, all we have is a move to the downside. So we need to see what we're going to get here. And I think Nzamo is referring to this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does not qualify in terms of our rules. Okay. All right. And then here, if we get a bounce here with a corrective structure, and then we're going up. You get a smaller degree to correction on the 1 hour, taking it down back to that level. Okay. Silver. Silver, lower degree, you've got the exact same structure. Okay, exact same structure as gold. But look at, if you wanted to look at the higher degree in the count here, let's go 4 hour. What happened to my labeling? Seems to have disappeared here. My labelings on this one has disappeared. Okay, right, but this is what we're looking at here. Right, so let's look at this. This was a pulsing move. Let me give it on the daily. Let's do it on the daily. You can see what we're looking at. So if this is a 1, 2, 3 move. Sorry guys, I had this labeled. I don't know how this one disappeared. Okay, but we'll do it here manually. So if this is a pulsing move and this is a 1, 2, 3, this is also could also very easily be a 1, 2, 3 move here. Tag here, same as we're expecting a move on gold, down before it goes. Okay, so that is what we're going to be looking at. Entry, get a flag for upside. So the daily is very strong, very convincing. You need to get a lower degree correction in the lower time frame. Okay. All right. The silver and gold. Now we can go to the pound pairs. We'll start with pound chief. We've already done pound US dollar with the US dollar pairs. Let's look at pound chief. Pound chief, remember the comparison between this and New Zealand US dollar. Do yourself a favor and watch the previous 3 videos on this. You'll see that I've shown the comparison on that. Okay, we've got a 3-wave pullback here. I'm going to go to the 4-hour rather. Let me go to the 4-hour so we're just going to look at the last piece here. What we have here is a W, which is 3-wave pullback. Looking at this one here to give us something like that. Maybe even a bounce back to the trend line there. For another one, we want a deeper one. We want a deeper one before we go. Okay. So rather look for a bounce here, for sell after a bounce. Okay. Look for a sell after the bounce here, if you're gonna get a bounce here. Because this one here, if you sell this flag here, it may just take you out. Just comes here and goes back before it goes down. That's what they like doing. All right, pound New Zealand. Okay, I'm not streaming on YouTube today. I'm having issues with my audio lagging on YouTube. Okay, but this will be posted immediately after this. All right, so pound New Zealand, we've got a clear pulsing structure here. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 completed, and what we are getting here is a correction. You're getting this 1, 2, 3. This is a 3-wave, and we are getting this one here. It looks like a 1, 2, 3 move. Are we getting another one here? Are we getting another one? Are we going to get another one that will go and retest the top over here? Let's see here. Okay. So it's possible that you get a tag, come back, another tag. All that it's doing is building structure. Okay. So we sold here, actually here, after they moved on, because we're not actually sold here, because I was still like, I missed the sell here because I was not looking for it to reverse here. I was actually looking for these to come and test the top here before it goes. So that test can possibly come with the Y move that we're expecting here, this Y move. It can test with that one. It hasn't retested it, but the only reason why we want it to test is for it to complete the structure. That's all. So we'll be wanting it to complete this structure like that. All right. Pound New Zealand. So I want to do pound Audi and pound CAD and show the correlation again that is playing out perfectly here. So on the left hand side, I've got pound Audi. And on the right hand side, I'm going to put on pound CAD. Let's put them both on dailies. Look at both structures and see the beauty of correlation. Let's switch off here. I want this on the daily. So I've got daily charts of both pound AUD and pound CAD. Pound AUD on the left hand side, pound CAD on the right hand side. All right. So if you look on the structure for pound AUD on the left hand side, we had this pulsing move from the top. This pulsing move from the top. And after that pulsing move, we had this correction 1, 2, 3. This move we traded last year, July, around April, July. Okay. And simply because we had here, okay, see the blue box is not connected. Because we had a blue box projected at that reversal like that, at the W, the blue W. See here, that's the blue box there. Blue box magic is what we call it, because these areas in this blue box are extremely accurate. So pound AUD reversed in that area after making this 1, 2, 3 structure. Pound CAD, that's the reason why I was saying go and look at pound CAD analysis for the last 4 weeks. You will see okay, so you will see that on pound CAD, you had a similar structure like this. So this one had already played a move to the downside after the blue box. Here, we had not played the move downside move from the blue box. See, so that's why we sold it here. And before that, we were just buying from this level here, from this level. This is over 900 pips if you go and measure. This is already 900 pips almost here to the downside. Almost 2,000 pips in just one pair. Okay, so we're expecting this move to make this move here. This is the move that we're busy with now, because we're looking at these correlations. Not necessarily correlation, it's actually correlation. But this move on pound CAD, on pound AUD has already played out. We've already played out this down move. Here we're already down we're only doing this one. So this one could come here, the 88, and give us that big move to the upside. This big move to the upside. See. Beauty of correlation. Okay. So what are we looking at? We're looking for continuation to the downside on both. Okay, let's go to pound CAD, or rather pound AUD first. Back to one chart. What do we have? We've got pound AUD. So what are we looking at with pound AUD? You will see that with the structure, we've already located our top there. So we're looking for a corrective structure in the lower degree. Let's make it bigger. In the lower degree to break to the downside. Right. And next week, it's just that I don't have time now. I'm going to show you exact same structure that started like this, looking corrective, and then just broke to the downside on this exact same pair. Okay. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Oh, yes, it's not very difficult to find here. See here, it started with a corrective move, and you'll think it was correcting for upside. And look what happens. It just comes down. Okay, same process. Yes. All right, this is pound AUD. Expect a convincing correction for downside. Let's go 4 hour. Located our top there, our top there. Okay, so here it looks like you've got a flag here. If you've got this flag here, this may be your entry point for even further downside. Keep an eye on that one. Pound CAD we just did. We're looking for downside. We're looking for continuation patterns. We're looking for continuation patterns. So these bounces you should not think that we're getting a move to the upside. We're still looking for downside. Any bounce could just be a corrective structure. You saw the move on pound AUD that we're looking at. And in terms of structure, this is 1, 2, 3. We're going to get a bounce, continuation. Okay, that's pound CAD. Are we done with all the pound pairs? I think we've covered all the pound pairs. Now we can look at the euro pairs. All right, Euro New Zealand. Okay, so Euro New Zealand, you've got 1, 2, 3 there. You've got another 1, 2, 3. Is this 3 complete? Could do this, this, that. 3-wave move there. And even retest that top over there. And that would be our X move here, WX, before we get a move to the downside. Okay. So look for this to retest the top of this. Let me clear the labelings. So this is what you need to look out for with Euro New Zealand. Let's clear the annotation. Look for it to retest this top here. You're already having a flag here. It may come here and retest. Whether it's going to come back for 1 or whether it's going to continue, you'll see as it goes. So you can take the trade here and move to break even when it gets to that level. Okay, clear corrective structure there. This one is still good to trade, to take at market open, but you're only targeting this level initially. Okay, that's Euro US dollar. Very important. I never take a trade without a stop loss. Right, that is Euro New Zealand, EURCAD. One of my favorite pairs, and only my favorite because I make a lot of money out of it. Okay, so EURCAD, look at the overall structure. That's one of the pairs that I'm saying, go and watch all the videos. And it's easy because you just click on each video, EURCAD, you'll see that from around this level, I was just saying, keep buying, keep buying. This is another 900 pips. Let's just measure that quickly. That's 900 pips to the upside. Let's just measure that one quickly. 1,000 pips. Now we're already another 1,000 down. Okay, why? How did we get this one right? It was so easy. Structure. This one was simply structure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We wanted this to come here and take the top. Look, it takes the top to the peep, not a peep higher, not a peep lower, and comes down. That's what we've been expecting. That's what we've been saying. You know, on these webinars every Sunday. When we were here, buy. Continuation pattern, buy. Okay? Same when it takes here, sell. Continuation pattern, sell. So whenever you get a continuation pattern here, I'm looking for this target here. Okay. But you do not just go because I'm saying sell and you just go sell like that. You need to get for this. You need to wait for these continuation patterns. Simple continuation pattern. Any of the Elliott Wave continuation patterns that you have learned, use those. Okay, so here you've got a 3-wave pullback. What you could have here is another 3-wave bounce. So that's the kind of things that you wait for, corrections, before you get a move down. Okay, so wait for a 3-wave move, 3-wave down, 3-wave correction. Right, if I go to the lower degree, that was daily. Okay, so that's the 4-hour. That looks like a bounce. Could just be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 for down. So you wait for structures like that, structures like this. Okay. Right, so that's EURCAD, EURCHF. EURCHF, very clear. So last week on EUROCHF, I said we are building a wave 4. This was here last week. So this is why you only trade at the end of the correction. Okay, you wait for the correction to complete. So this is wave 4. Yes, we're looking at this as a wave 4. Okay, let's show the whole structure. So we were waiting for this to build a wave 4 like that. It was not completed at that stage. We wanted it to break to the upside. It still hasn't broken. So that's why you will not take that trade until you've got a confirmation of reversal. If you get this one, then you take it and complete that. And we are looking for that to go into the, I don't know why that is in green, because that is supposed to be the blue box. Okay, so this is the blue box. In that area, we'll be looking for reversal. Okay, why am I looking for reversal there? Look at the overall structure, daily, switch off. Okay, looking for this to retest the top there. Okay. Sorry, that's incorrect. We're not looking for a retest, we're looking for this. We're looking for this move here. We're looking for that move. A move similar to this one here. Okay, so this one looks incomplete. That's why we're getting a corrective pattern to complete that move. That's EUROCHF. Now we look at EUROPOUND. EUROPOUND, immediate term, we're looking for this to come and at least take this level here. Because what we are looking for here is a 1, 2, 3, and a 1, 2, 3 W X Y before we get a move down. Okay, so we're looking for that bounce. Okay, lower degree 4 hour. For hour, you've got this one breaking to the top upside, so you need to wait for this to clear this if you're gonna buy this one. But remember, it's a short move. You're only targeting, the target here is, let's see what the target is. Okay, there's still, the target is here. You get a flag here, you're targeting this level, back to that level. That's Euro Pound. I think we're done with all the euros, the pound, the US dollar, silver, gold. So let's look at some of the Audi pairs, starting with Audi New Zealand. Audi New Zealand, this one is clear. We've got a 3-wave move here. Okay, after this impulse, and we are in this trade in our group, and not only because of structure, we also used advanced patterns to confirm. You can see that one, it's right on the 88 here. Took it on the 88. This is a bad pattern, clear bad pattern. Okay, we're riding this one to the upside. Very easy one to trade this. Okay, so the target here, if you're gonna get this one, this is a lower degree, so we're gonna need to get a continuation like that. If we're gonna get progression there. Okay, so it's a pulsing move. You need to wait for it to give you a deeper correction, a correction bigger than this one, bigger than this. Okay, so that is Audi New Zealand, AUDCAD. AUDCAD, if you check the previous videos, I said you are looking to target this level on AUDCAD because we wanted to complete this 3-wave structure. We are here now. You look, you've got a bounce, very clear. Okay, you're getting this. And this is one of the challenging pairs to label as well. So let me see if I can show you the overall structure for some to take a snapshot here. Okay, it's all three waves there. It's all three waves, very easy. Okay, so what are we looking at? We may be looking for another bounce, either impulsive or three wave. It can be either. If it's impulsive, we change the count, we change the labeling to ABC. This one will become ABC. There's a reason for that. If you learn the theory, you will understand. Okay, so we've got a nice pulsing move at the bottom. A pulsing move does not mean anything until the cycle is complete. And the cycle is completed by the disturbance, which is a correction. So we've got a pulse. You need to get a disturbance, correction, before you get a move to the upside. So get a clear correction here. Do not rush this one because it has reversed. If you wanted to take this one, you should have taken it here. I didn't, so I'll just wait for it to correct like that if I'm going to take this one. Okay, so that is AUDCAD. I think there's also CADJPY also playing out in a harmonic pattern. Oh yes, I'm going to look at EUROAUD. Thank you for that. All right, so AUDCAD is playing out a harmonic pattern. You just look for continuation patterns here. You just look for continuation patterns. Similar, same bet we took right at the bottom. And all these trades, we discuss them here every Sunday. Okay, target here is a break above that. Easy. Okay, so this one is quite risky to take at this stage because it's already way far advanced. And it looks like we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Okay, don't know if this 5 is going to be overextended and break there. But we're holding it for this target here. Protected the profits. Right, EUROAUD, I missed EUROAUD, thank you. Let's do EUROAUD. So EUROAUD, what you are going to be looking at right at the top is this correction when it takes the bottom here for upside. That's it. Okay. Right, that's EUROAUD. Oil. Oil, we looked at this as a expanding diagonal, and now we're looking for a wave 5 on this one. Okay, we're actually looking for this to do that correction, which would have been a 4. So we didn't see that expanding diagonal there. So last week we were here. Should have taken a trade here if you're trading oil. And you missed all of this, you should have taken a trade here because it was clearing the previous high there. With a correction, you could have taken that one to the upside. All right, that is oil. Now let's look at the indices. S&P 500. Right. So S&P 500, we had this pulsing move to the downside. I think Vision Billionaire contact me after the webinar because I'm going to miss this chart. I'm going to lose this chart when we're done here. Okay. Please contact me after we're done. Thanks. All right. So this is a passing move to the downside, and I am looking at this as another passing move here, and I'll be looking for this to give us a complex correction here like that. 1, 2. We're looking for this to tag here at the top. That is our X. And this one like that. And then we get that X. That is why I've got that labeling like that. I'm forecasting that we're going to have a move like that. That X could even tag this top here to make a flat correction. Could tag here before we come down. But where we are today is the next move to retest the previous high at that level. Let me take off the labeling because it becomes confusing. It's easier to see the structure for some that are still learning the theory. C. So this will simply be an A, B, C, and another A, B, C lower degree. A, B, C. And we've been forecasting this quite accurately within this structure. And a correction is very complex to forecast, but we get it right because we've got the right tools. All right, so only after that will we look for further downside on S&P 500. Immediate term, next move, next session, continuation back to that level. That is S&P and the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ, in terms of structure, if you're looking at the labelings, we're looking for this to do that, do that, to do that, that, before we go. Simple B wave correction, WXY, WXY internally. Okay, you can take a screenshot. Next move, we're expecting this to retest the previous high before we get a move down. Okay, you can see that I've focused over 5-6 moves ahead, but the most accurate, the most important move is the next move. Okay, because you've got all the information for that move. All right, UK. I'll check Nifty. Please remind me when I'm done here. So the UK, you've got a 3-wave move down. You've got a 3-wave correction. Just need to see what happens when it tests this top here. Okay, we are looking for it to take the top. So it's very tricky to buy this now when you were very close to the previous high. Okay, so wait for it for a reaction here. If you see that we're getting a reversal there, then you're gonna take it back down. Okay, actually not necessarily take it back down. You just need to observe this one because you do not have enough information. All you have is a pulsing move. This may even correct like that before it goes. Okay, so it's not safe to take UK 100, the FTSE. Right, the Nikkei, same as the FTSE. Structure is the same as the FTSE. You've got the V pattern there. Here you may get a correction for a move back to that level. And if that is the move, we could get a structure like that. Okay, that is the Nikkei, the DAX, same structure, continuation all the way back to that level. But you're gonna need to get a continuation up to that level. So somebody has requested Nifty. Let's do Nifty quickly, Nifty. Is the indices, so it will be the same structure. It will be the same structure. Let me look at it on the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, you already have a move down. You've got a correction there. You've got a move down. It's a clear structure. So here you had a pulse. This can come back down first before it continues to this level. So the next move is the previous high. The next stop is the previous high. Okay. So that's what you need to look out for. Look for this correction to complete for a move to that level because it does not go in a straight line. That's the Nifty. Let's look at the cryptocurrencies. Are you happy with that? Let's go daily. Bitcoin, 8-hour. All right, so I'm going to show you what we are looking at on Bitcoin. Right, so here's what we have here. We have this 3-wave pullback after this huge parabolic move that ended in January. 3-wave pullback, and I've been forecasting this one as another 3-wave pull back to come and retest the stop here. Okay, looks like we're getting this correction here. Whether this will come back and this will be the one that continues to this level. There's two alternatives here. Okay. All right, so we'll look at New Zealand CAD as well. I missed it. Thanks, Taiwo. Okay, so here on Bitcoin, I'm looking for a retest of this previous high. So this structure can go two ways, but both ways are corrective and sideways, which is this move. So the first way here is the one that I've just shown, rather being this being the correction, and we get this move. Or if this becomes a WX and then a Y here, we will still get, if I switch this off, we will still get a 1 and this coming back to retest. But still, we'll still expect a move to the downside after the retest of this previous high. Okay, so those are the two ways that we're looking at Bitcoin. Okay, if I look on the 1 hour, let's see if we've got a reaction higher at this level. Nothing convincing. This looks corrective. We could be getting a move, continuation move to the downside. So if it corrects like this, then we're going to take it back down for a reset of that move that we've just indicated. This first buyers here, if that becomes a correction that I've just shown here, this will be the move that you will look for. We will look for this move, this one back here before we get back here. So if we come back to the low here, we'll still want to retest the top, okay, before we get a reaction to the downside. So either way, so look out. If this one corrects like that, you can take this one back to this level initially. Okay, that's Bitcoin, and the rest have got similar structure. Litecoin, same structure as Bitcoin. 3-wave pullback, 1, 2, 3. We're looking for this one to give us a 1, 2. It did not get there. So this structure, this one actually is more convincing for a retest of the downside. So this one will be playing out like this, 1. And let's use green here. 1, 2, 3, bounce here, like that. And then a green continues to the downside. Okay. So let's see. So continuation here, back to the previous low. Back to the previous low. That's Litecoin, Ethereum. Three-wave pullback. So Ethereum, as I said last time, is a bit different with the rest of the cryptocurrencies in that we've got the 3-wave pullback, but the others have already made this move and they were busy with this move. This one is only here. It has not made the down and the up. So this could be the move that Ethereum will be busy with now. Correction, and then we expect a retest of the previous low. Okay, and then after that we'll look for a reaction to the upside. So right now we look for corrective structure here for continuation. That's Ethereum, Ripple, similar 3-wave pullback. We wanted this to come and retest here. We could even call this one a running flat because it has broken the low. Even if it reverses here and just continues lower with a move similar to this one, making this an ABC. This structure can also be allowed on this one as a running flat. Okay, so get corrective structures in the lower degree for further downside, but your target should initially be the previous low. Okay, so that's all the cryptocurrencies I missed in New Zealand CAD. Let's look at New Zealand CAD. right? Daily, rather weekly. Let's look at weekly on New Zealand CAD. Okay, so New Zealand CAD, we had started this new move here. Let me show the labeling here. May look very complex for some. Right, so this move that we started here on New Zealand CAD is this move up. We've got this down here. The move that we have started here is this one. That is the move that we're currently in. So we need to see if we get a correction for it to complete that X before we go for the Y. That's all we need. But this move is still pulsing to the downside. If this looks complicated for you, look for New Zealand CAD chart of the week. One of the charts that I did previously, you'll see why we're looking at this, like the way the structure, why we're looking at this structure the way we're looking at it right now. Look for a correction for it to complete like that. We'll be completing the X move, and if that X move completes, then we're gonna start that upside again. Okay. So there's a question from Jay. I'm actually complete. I'm actually done here. Thank you guys for attending. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe on the video. We'll see you again next week. If anybody has got questions, you can stay on. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye-bye.